Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to everything new with the Old Realms mod for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. This is of course the Warhammer overhaul mod that late last year had its largest update yet, adding in the Wood Elves, adding in some Dark Elves, expanding basically to the entirety of the Empire. We now have so many more elect accounts, advanced magic systems, so many new creatures, so many new systems with their like prestige system, new careers. Honestly, this is Bannerlord's greatest mod that you can play right now, and the next update is very much underway, so I thought I'd make a quick video going over the two brand new dev diaries. They are again awesome enough to upload dev diaries every single month, and I of course have to give them massive props for that. They obviously take time and effort to create these dev diaries to let us know what's going on, and it's a really awesome thing. So yeah, once again, as always, a massive shout out to them, and oh boy have they been cooking. So I have already made a video about the January update, but we'll quickly just go through it for those of you who maybe just want to get everything new in 2025 and see what they're working on. So yeah, the new update after the Season of Doom, which was the Wood Elf update, is going to be focused on the dwarves and the orcs. We get a little glimpse of all the new dwarven armors, which look really incredible. We get a look at some of the new dwarven structures as well. This does look like a custom skeleton as well, which is going to be different. It's not just going to be a short human, it's going to be a dwarf. The proportions look very much like they've created their own custom one, which is amazing. I know that's extremely hard to do, and you know, people spend a lot of time doing it. So yeah, if that is the case, it's gonna be really awesome. Even if it isn't the case, I'm sure they're gonna do a great job, because yeah, this mod is super high quality. So again, we get a look at some of the slayers as well. Going down, we get a look at Ungrim himself. Again, very cool indeed. And then finally also the Longbeards, the Ironbreakers. So you can see they've already got a lot of the dwarven armors already done, which is cool. Some of the dwarven weapons as well, looking very nice indeed. I love like the detail on like the lizard and stuff, all super cool stuff. And then we finally also get a little glimpse at the orcs as well, coming in the next variant slot as well. A few orc weapons, a new career system for the Knights of the Old World, which are going to be basically the accumulation of basically every knightly order put into one, which is very cool. So that was basically just a quick overview of the January update. As I said, I already made a video about that. I'll link it down below in the description if you want a bit more of an in-depth look at it. You can also check out all these dev diaries for yourself over on their ModDB page, and I'll also make sure I leave a link to their Discord down below in the description. Again, that's one of the best ways to keep up to date. They always post whenever these do go live. So let's start off with the February dev diary. So as mentioned in our previous dev blog, we are continuing to work towards our new next major update, and the content of which we are strongly hinted at by giving us the pictures of exactly what they're doing. We like to show off our progress in these monthly dev diaries, no matter how big or small the updates are. They are always impactful for us as a team, as we get to showcase the things that we're excited to bring you. Yeah, again, awesome. It doesn't matter how big, how small. It's really awesome just seeing these every single month. So first things first, we get a nice little look in February at the boars are going to be, you know, the orcs are going to be riding into battle, which is very cool. We do have some custom mounts already in the mod, in the stags and the demigryphs, but again, nothing really in the proportions of a boar, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they play into the game itself. I imagine like charge damage is going to be quite a big thing, and I'm not sure. Demigryphs do a lot of damage on the charge, I believe. I think they have quite a big stagger rate as well, which is nice. But yeah, it'd be cool to see kind of these big, bulky, you know, boars. And again, these boars are going to be much more readily available than, say, the demigryphs are. The demigryphs are the elite units of the Empire. They cost you quite a lot of prestige to upkeep and actually upgrade as well. So I imagine, you know, these boars will be much more readily available. So you'll be able to get kind of this heavier shock cavalry, I guess, very quickly. As we go down as well, we also get a little look at just the basic orc boy, the standard infantry. Again, looks great. I'm also, yeah, again, really interested because this is what we of course have some custom like monster factions, I guess you could say. We have like dryads, we have treemen as well, which are obviously very different. And is that actually, I'm trying to think, that is obviously beastmen as well with the minotaurs. But yeah, the actual entire faction based around that fleshed out and stuff is gonna be interesting to see how the orcs as an orc actually functions in game, and how they you know move and stuff. We also get this beautiful image right here of the Thane. I think, yeah, it looks incredible as a lord, as it should be. You can see his really awesome dragging axe as well, and yeah, it looks incredible. The armor is amazing. The 3D models, as always, just go above and beyond with the polish, and yeah, they look amazing. We can then go down and again, and more Azerai towns. So yeah, the Azerai, I think for the most part, the Wood Elves, we only got basically one main city and like 1 or 2 villages in their update in the Season of Doom, which was the previous big update, and it does look like they're going to be going in and giving us a couple more as well. Again, all just, this is great, more immersion, right? Whenever you're sieging town to you, is, you know, again, I'm not complaining. I love it that there's basically a custom settlement or 2 for every single faction. No Bannerlord vanilla settlements at all, but again, more variety is always going to be good. And again, these settlements take a long time to do. Creating these custom scenes with battles and stuff is one of the most arduous processes of Bannerlord modding, so I'm always impressed to see more of these. And again, obviously all the assets are custom made as well, so again, huge props out to them. We also come down as well, they have also been working on translations as well, so again, there's a Spanish translation for the mod as well, which is very, very cool. And the Blood Dragon, yeah, for the Spanish translation of the mod and the Blood Dragons, I'm not sure if that's just like this career page. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we already had a Blood Dragon career system, right? Yeah, we did. I'm pretty sure we did. But I'm sure you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And then finally, for February, they go ahead and talk about the new companions that are making their way in. So we're going to be getting a handful of new companions for the Empire, the captains of Ulrich. We're going to be getting warrior priests as well as someone who's going to be helping with stewardship. I think on top of that, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to be getting nobleman who's going to be a good steward for your party again, which is going to be very good. And then for Bretonia, we're also going to be getting a couple peasants to help you out, men-at-arms to help in your army. Again, I assume this is going to be the noblemen. Again, they're not going to be great fighters like the other warriors of the old realm, but still pretty good. And then also a little look at the 2 Bretonian ones, and then finally the men-at-arms and also the warrior priest as well. So February was, of course, an absolute banger when it came to the dev diary. So many awesome armors, weapons we got to see, and they, yeah, as you can see, they are really, really pumping them out. So let's move on to the latest one, which came out a couple days ago, and this is the March update. And yeah, this one is awesome. Lots of, I guess, not so much visual stuff, but a lot of sound and other designs. So they say it is once again time for our monthly development devlog and update of our current progress for the community. Before we dive into all the shiny things, however, there is questions about the new DLC. Of course, that's obviously recently just come out and announced that we're getting war sales on June 17th. Be there or be square. And they basically talk a little bit more about what they plan to do with the DLC. So they say, while we are excited as most about the ramifications of sea battles, etc. into Bannerlord, we are also currently have no plans and are content to focus on our current update. So basically, what they're saying is they're not planning on implementing the DLC right away into the mod. They're going to be focusing on the plans that they currently have. But they also say that when the time is right and they are they're ready to actually engage with the DLC, they'll make an announcement and let us know, which is, again, very exciting. So basically, they say, for now, we're just going to work on what we were planning on doing. And I think that's probably one of the better ideas, because who knows what naval battles are going to be like, right? You know, maybe they're going to be really janky, maybe they're not going to be very good, maybe they're going to be the best thing in the world. We don't know, you know, and I guess, you know, giving it time, letting the DLC drop, letting patches and fixes and other things come out before just trying to, you know, ram it into the mods right away. I think, again, it's one of the better kind of approaches. Not that I'm not excited for the mods that are going to be ramming it in and, you know, getting it in as soon as possible and stuff like that. But I think, again, for a mod that is of this scale and this quality, I think it's a good idea. You know, slow and steady. They don't need flashy boats to make the mod the best thing ever. It already is, in my opinion. So the first thing we get a nice little glimpse at is going to be the Dwarven culture screen. So again, when you first load into a campaign, these images are always really, really important, because they basically kind of, you know, you get a feel of the faction that you're going to be playing, which is, again, always really cool. Again, these are important. They're small touches, but they take a lot of work to create. And again, they just add to the extra polish. And we already have the humans and the vampires, again, that look very, very cool with their own custom ones. So, and obviously the wood elves as well. So it'd be silly not to have this in for the dwarfs. And I imagine the orcs will be getting an equally beautiful one. We also now move down to one of the first, I think, yeah, this is the first career system we are seeing for the dwarfs. And actually, we haven't seen one for the orcs yet, but I imagine theirs are going to be very, very fun. Just lots of, whoa! But yeah, the Ironbreakers one is really ridiculous. We only get to see a little glimpse glimpse of the career system, but it would be very, very cool to actually see maybe one of these opened up so we could see what we're working towards. But yeah, they have some pretty cool abilities. But yeah, of course, the Ironbreaker system is all it would be about, but just basically taking absolutely 0 damage, and that's exactly what their career ability does. So their career ability reads, the character will not receive any damage for a short amount of time, and shrugging off any damage off. The movement speed is reduced by 25%, and the duration grows, expands and grows with the athletic skill. So again, you're not going to be taking any damage, and again, I don't think you're going to be getting staggered either, so you're going to be able to just basically jump in, be this massive tank, and just swing your weapon around and just cut enemies down. It's amazing. It's exactly what the Ironbreaker is going to be. And that's just the career ability. It's not including any of the other abilities you're going to be gathering up through the career system either. So yeah, it's going to be very, very cool. One thing we haven't seen yet as well when it does come to the dwarfs, because I was just thinking about the other career systems, is I'm also really interested to see what type of artillery we're going to be getting for the dwarfs, because obviously that's all what they're about. You know, their catapults, their cannons, their organ guns and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach it. I imagine that's probably one of the biggest tasks for the dwarfs, is adding in artillery for them. We already, of course, have cannons, mortars, and trebuchets, but yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool for them to take that a step further if it's possible with the other guns and artillery and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Again, obviously, it's a huge, huge step forward, because then you can start getting like rocket artillery in for the Empire and stuff. But yeah, we'll have to see exactly, you know, if they're planning on doing that, or if it's just going to be like cannons and mortars, and they're going to kind of maybe touch that at a later date. And move on to the next little thing in the March dev diary, and that is voice acting. So yeah, voice acting more sounds. I already have a bunch in for the Empire, I think Bretonia, and but what else? I'm not sure if what else have custom voices and stuff. Yeah, I mean, they do 100% do. But yeah, we're also getting them for orcs, and of course the orc ones are really important. So let's listen to the Goblin War.
Please go wah!
Then we can go over the orc one, which obviously will be a little bit different. And then we, of course, have a couple more. So we have a Get Ready Boys!
Get ready, boys!
Which is awesome. And then finally, we also have some custom voices for the Beastmen, which again are going to be
I was!
very, very cool indeed. Yeah, so voice acting, again, small additions to the mod, but are so important and so crucial to the overall feel. Really awesome stuff. They all sound great as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see them in. And hey, if you guys ever want to add in, you know, a custom voice here and there, I'm always happy to lend my, extremely Warhammer-esque voice to it. But then we move on to the new mountain range, and they say, with the stunties, of course, comes a range of mountain maps to better depict the new in-game areas. Again, this is so important for the mod. You never want to be fighting, well, again, it's not the end of the world, but you don't really want to be fighting in like grassy flatlands when you're fighting in the rigid mountains of, Caracate Peaks or wherever you're going to be on the campaign map. So yeah, we get basically a bunch more maps. I think there's 4 or 5, 5 new custom maps scattered around the mountains, which is going to be adding a lot more flavor. And I imagine more will probably come with the orcs as well, more Badland maps. And it's actually really impressive to see how many of these are already done as well. Considering the team took a big break after the season of Doom, basically for the rest of the year after it released, and we've only been going for 3 months now. Yeah, 3 months, January, February, March, and there's already a lot of maps done. Now granted, some of this stuff has probably been working on in the background, and again, some of this stuff probably has already been, the dwarves and the orcs I'm sure have been on the back burners, but being worked on regardless. But still, it's impressive to see how much of this next update they actually already have done. We also get this incredible new set of armor as well. This looks just insane, right? Like, look at the detail of the wolf on the chest piece right there, and in each of the pauldrons and the belt as well. Yeah, this looks beautiful. They've done an incredible job with this armor and the helmet as well. Very, very nice indeed. And then finally, we also get a nice little look at some of the larger the orcs. We obviously have the orc boys a second ago. Now we have the orc big uns, going to be an upgraded variant of them. They even have like hands on the body armor, heads on the spikes and stuff, and a nice little look at the orc chopper as well. And then to wrap up the update, we also get another little look at a different this is the boar boy armor as well. So this is going to be on obviously riding along the boars. So again, more leather, more mail. Again, the armor looks incredible. And they finally also show off some really, really cool 2D art for the wood elves as well. Again, adding to the previous factions is always going to be important, and these are going to be to flesh out the new mechanics. Our new shrine locations will also have some stunning art to accompany them. So again, whenever you go to, I assume, wood elf shrines, you'll be getting more of this art. just all more adding to them, you know, these small details to the mod that really do bring it all together. So yeah, that is going to be the latest, basically everything new with the Old Realms in 2025. So much amazing content is being pushed into this mod. I am beyond excited for the next update. I imagine it is still like a ways away, of course. There's so much to do. I imagine adding in 2 brand new races, not just human races as well. These are 2 very, very custom setup races. But I have no doubt that it's going to be worth it, and we're definitely going to be covering both the orcs and the dwarves. If you guys enjoyed this video, you want to see me maybe do more of this for the other mods that are in development for Bannerlord, do let me know. A like and a comment down below. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'll leave a link to the mods Discord down below in the description, along with their mod DB. I'll probably actually put it in the pinned comment so it's easier to find. Big shout out to the devs for not only putting their heart and soul into this project, but also for creating these dev diaries. They are really awesome to follow, and yeah, it's great for a creator like me to be able to show this off to you guys. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.